Welcome to CBS This Morning. We're going to begin with this. We will soon hear testimony from a highly anticipated witness in the impeachment inquiry who could bring the investigation directly to President Trump. Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, has been linked multiple times to alleged efforts to pressure Ukraine to investigate the Bidens.
This morning, he'll likely be asked about conversations he's had with President Trump. All four witnesses who testified yesterday expressed concern over the president's actions in Ukraine. One National Security Council official, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, described having his, quote, worst fears validated. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill. Nancy, what can we expect from Ambassador Sondland today? He's probably our most unpredictable witness.
He sure is. His original story, Anthony, was disputed by so many other witnesses that he has already had to amend his closed-door testimony, and we anticipate he'll probably tweak some things again when he testifies publicly this morning. Yesterday, one of his close colleagues said that in hindsight, he wishes he had done more to push back on what the president wanted.
I now understand that others saw the idea of investigating possible corruption involving the Ukrainian company Burisma as equivalent to investigating former Vice President Biden.
Former Special Envoy Kurt Volker testified that he failed to connect those dots this summer.
And had I done so, I would have raised my own objections.
Still, neither he nor Tim Morrison seemed to think the pressure campaign on Ukraine qualified as an impeachable offense.
Did either of you ever have any evidence of quid pro quo? Mr. Morrison?
No, ma'am.
Ambassador Volker?
I did not.
Any evidence of bribery?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Both were witnesses requested by the Republicans, though their testimony may not have been the exoneration the GOP hoped.
You would agree, right, that asking a foreign government to investigate a domestic political rival is inappropriate, would you not?
It's not what we recommended the president discuss.
Morrison testified that he alerted White House lawyers about President Trump's July call with his Ukrainian counterpart. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman said he went to the lawyers about the call, too.
It was inappropriate.
During Vindman's testimony, the official White House Twitter account went after his judgment. Anticipating attacks on his character, the combat veteran spoke directly to his father, who he said worried about the risks his son was taking.
You made the right decision 40 years ago to leave the Soviet Union and come here to the United States of America in search of a better life for our family. Do not worry. I will be fine for telling the truth.
Vindman described a White House meeting with top Ukrainians where Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, told them they needed to look into the Bidens to get what they wanted.
Ambassador Sondland said that in order to get a White House meeting, the Ukrainians would have to provide a deliverable, which is investigations.
Sondland has a lot to explain today. He initially told lawmakers that he didn't even know that millions in military aid were being held specifically to investigate the Bidens, only to later admit that other witnesses had refreshed his recollection and that he did tell the Ukrainians that the resumption of U.S. aid would likely not occur until Ukraine provided the public anti-corruption statement. Multiple witnesses say Sondland was actually the president's point person, pushing the Ukrainians and then reporting back.
You also testified that Ambassador Sondland had told you on another occasion that he could call the president whenever he wanted. Is that right?
Yes.
Here's what Democrats will be trying to get at today. How often did the president directly tell Ambassador Sondland to pressure the Ukrainians? That is going to be key to the case they're trying to build, that Mr. Trump put his personal interests ahead of national security and tried to use Ukraine to do it. Tony?
Nancy, thank you very much.